The camera shutter clicked once, twice, and then froze. In that split second, before anyone noticed the delay, a woman stepped into a life that was never meant to be hers, and a man about to lose faith in love unknowingly found it again. Stay with this story until the very end, because what began as a simple favor at a wedding photography booth would quietly change two broken lives forever. Before we continue, if stories that touch the heart and restore faith in kindness mean something to you, tap the like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us, because this ending is worth every second. Amara never planned to attend the wedding. In fact, she had packed her bag that morning to leave the city. Her cousin Nayla, the bride's best friend and the official photographer's assistant, called in tears just hours before the ceremony. A sudden fever, a shaking voice, a desperate plea. "Please, Amara, just stand in for me at the booth. You don't even have to photograph much, just smile, manage the line, hand props. I'll owe you my life." Amara hesitated. She had just resigned from her job, her savings were thin, and her heart was tired in ways she couldn't explain. But family was family. She turned around, changed her clothes, and walked into a wedding hall glowing with lights she didn't feel inside. Across the hall stood Daniel Reeve, a man everyone knew but no one truly understood. CEO of a fast-rising tech company. Widowed 5 years ago. Single father to a quiet 8-year-old boy named Noah. Daniel wore his success like a tailored suit, clean, impressive, and hiding old scars beneath. He had only come to the wedding because the groom was a longtime investor friend. Weddings weren't his thing anymore. Too many memories. Too many ghosts of a woman who once laughed beside him in places like this. Noah tugged gently at Daniel's sleeve, pointing at the photography booth decorated with fairy lights and white roses. "Dad, can we take a picture?" Daniel almost said no. Almost. But something in his son's eyes, hopeful, careful, made him nod. That was when Amara looked up. She was adjusting a backdrop when she saw them. A tall man with tired eyes and a boy holding his hand like it was the safest place in the world. Daniel noticed her at the same time. She wasn't what he expected. Not overly polished like most wedding staff. No forced cheer. Just a quiet warmth, a genuine smile that didn't try too hard. Their eyes met for a brief moment, long enough to feel like something paused. "Hi," Amara said softly. "You can stand here." Noah smiled instantly. "You look nice," he said, without hesitation. Amara laughed, surprised. "Thank you. You do too." Daniel felt something twist in his chest. Not pain, not joy, just recognition. He watched how she spoke to his son, how she knelt to his height, how she waited instead of rushing him. When the camera clicked, Noah leaned closer to her instead of his father, as if instinctively trusting her presence. Daniel noticed. He always noticed things like that. They were supposed to walk away after the photo. They didn't. Conversation happened easily. Too easily. Amara asked Noah about his favorite superheroes. Daniel found himself answering questions he usually avoided, about work, about being a dad. He didn't mention being a CEO. She didn't ask. For the first time in years, he wasn't important. He was just a man talking to a woman who listened. What Daniel didn't know was that Amara carried her own quiet grief. She had once loved deeply too, an engagement that ended when her fiancé chose ambition over commitment, leaving her to rebuild herself from fragments. She had learned not to expect permanence. Not to hope too loudly. As the evening went on, Daniel returned to the booth again. Once with Noah. Once alone. Once with 2 glasses of juice he insisted on sharing because, "It's too sweet to drink by myself." Amara teased him gently. The kind of teasing that felt safe. Familiar. Like something remembered instead of discovered. By the time the wedding ended, Daniel felt lighter. Then reality returned. As he reached into his pocket for a business card to thank her properly, the wedding coordinator rushed in, confused. "Where's Nayla?" she asked. Amara